In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Microsoft Word and Excel to create an email merge document to send an email to multiple recipients. I have the instructions drafted here, and you can see that we're going to do things in Word and Microsoft Excel. First is in Word, I'm going to go ahead and write the text of your email, and I would add to go ahead and write the subject of your email as well, because it kind of helps you think through this first mailing and what would be effective to get the attention of your reader as well. And while you're doing that, go ahead and identify the fields. And what I mean by fields are those items in the spreadsheet that you're going to use or could use to automatically customize that email a little bit further. So those would be things like the greeting name, first name, last name, email address, phone numbers, those types of things that would be specific to each contact that you'll be sending to. Let's go ahead and flip over to Excel. I've prepared or started preparing an Excel spreadsheet that is sort of a model for what we can do. And if you look here, I've put together an A1, a column heading of first name, in B1 a column heading of last name, and in C1 a column heading of email address. And I just used my name and a made-up email address, and then my initials and a made-up email address here, just to give you an idea. You can pull your contact list from Outlook and export it into Excel and get it ready to be merged. That can work fairly well and is a fairly common practice as well. What you'll need to do, though, in order for Microsoft Word to read the Excel file is you need to tell Microsoft Word where the data is in your spreadsheet. So you may have a list of 3 or 103 or 10,000, depending on how many contacts that you're going to send to. And what you do is basically select that entire range. You could go all the way down if you need to. Right here we just need these 3. And then in the name box you're just going to type contact or contacts and press the enter key. That names the cell range and will allow Word to see it here in a minute. Go ahead and hit save, and we'll move that out of the way and go back to our Word document. So all we did in Excel was we prepared the contact list by putting in the first name, last name, and email address. Again, you could put any other level of detail that you would want in there for fields that you could use later. We've named that range and then we've saved it. So back in Microsoft Word, we're actually going to prepare our mail merge document, and I'll walk you through each of these steps, and these will be posted so that you can see these steps and look at them at your own convenience. So I have my subject here and my message, so I'm just going to copy that, create a new blank document, and we're going to work here, paste that information in. I'm going to keep my subject in for now. We'll move that in a bit. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the word message because I know this is my message. I've already bold-faced these 2 fields, my name and my email address, because I know those are 2 pieces of information that I want to automatically show up in my document. So we're going to go up to the ribbon, find the Mailings tab and select that. You're going to go to Mail Start, Mail Merge, and select Email Messages. You'll note that your screen looks a little bit different, but it's just getting prepared to send out that email. And now we're going to select our recipients. If you work sort of top to bottom, left to right on Word, it'll help walk you through each of the things that you need to do in a fairly logical manner. So we're going to select recipients, use existing list, and we're going to browse to the email spreadsheet that we worked on a few minutes ago and press open. Now you can see it sees that there is some additional data in this spreadsheet, and we're just interested in the ones that we named as contacts, so we're going to select that and press OK. And if this isn't checked, make sure it is checked, that the first row of data contains column headers. That way you have something to match up to find our fields later. So press OK. And it doesn't look like we did anything, but you'll notice up here on the ribbon that now we can edit the recipient list. So let's go ahead and do that now. If we looked through this document or dialog box, we're going to see our column heading, last name, first name, and email address. If we didn't see those particular phrases, Word would have given us a little box over here that's called Match Fields, and you can identify what your custom field names are in relation to what Microsoft Word thinks the field heading or the column heading should be. So everything looks good there. We can get to the data. Everything's selected by this, indicated by this check mark. So we're going to click OK. And now we're going to insert our fields where we want that information to appear automatically. First of all, I'm going to take the bold off of this and backspace. We're going to come over here to my greeting line and insert a greeting line. You have several options you can choose from. Greeting line format, dear, to, or none. We'll leave it at dear, and again you have multiple options on what you can have a Word put in for you. We're going to go with sort of an informal first name, and you can change if you want a column or a comma, or a colon or some other text and put that in. And if it's missing information in your contact list, you can have it put to whom it may concern, or dear sir or madam. We'll leave that there. You can see that the first item in the list was Seth, and it's gone to Dear Seth. Gives you an idea of what it's going to look like. Again, this Match Fields box will give you the opportunity to walk through and choose which field is which. So here we see it correctly matched first name to first names. We'll leave that there. Last name, and then our email address is down here, and it's matched to email address. And that looks good. Press OK, and now you'll see that Microsoft Word is put in a field box in our email. I'm going to put a space in between that so we have a little bit easier time reading that. I'm going to come over here to email address, and we're going to select that and get rid of the bold. And now this time, instead of the greeting line, we're going to insert a merge field. It gives us the three choices that we had in our Excel document. We're going to choose the email address and put that in. So now we've got our email template set up and ready to go. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and cut out this subject and delete, because I'm ready to have this be my email. And we're going to preview our results. So you can see that the contact list is automatically adding Dear Seth and that first email address that we put in there. Let's clean that up. And you can preview up here each of your recipients. We only have 2 in this particular example, but you can look through all of these if you had 1,000 or more. This will jump all the way to the first record. This will jump all the way to the last record. Finally, we're going to click Finish and Merge and choose Send Email Addresses. We'll paste the subject line here that we made earlier, and you can choose to either send all the records, in which Word or Outlook will open and send one by one. You can send the current record or any subset of those records. Keep in mind that you don't want to spam people or get yourself in trouble for sending out a lot of email through your ISP, so just be aware of what those requirements are as you're using this tip. Hope that's helpful to you. Take care.